Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Go ahead and follow that prompter. Listen, if you're already subscribed, don't unsubscribe. Ever since I've been saying this, my subscribers have actually been going up, all right? But if you're not, even if you think you are, check it and make sure it's darkened in, okay? So, hey, good people, we're going to talk about CPI, Consumer Price Index. Those numbers will be out tomorrow. You guys know that anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. And lastly, don't fall for spam in the comments section. You know, one of these days it'll be over. This beautiful platform called YouTube, to which I am so thankful for, will eventually have it under control. But until then, they'll be there before I get there. Promise you. That's how diligently they work. Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about, like I said, excuse me. So let's, you know what? Let's just start here. I'm gonna hit a few bullet points. Then we're going to listen and comment on a comment that was made about the Consumer Price Index. All right. Here's some good news. Let's start with some good news. Ukraine is gaining ground in the war, right? That's actually a good thing because we don't have to worry about the geopolitical situation. So they're gaining ground. They're winning battles and they're pushing Russia back. That's actually good for the economy because, as you know, the geopolitical situation anywhere in the world could have a negative effect on the American stock market. All right. We know that grain and energy and all of that is tied up in this. Right. So we don't need any bad news. That was good news. Gas is continually dropping. That's actually a good news. That's going to be good news as it pertains to CPI, right? So the market is performing well in what is usually a bad month, all right? September is historically a bad trading month. And the CPI actually, the market has been performing well. I got a few bullet points written down here. All right, so we have what's called CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, right? And then the PPI, which is the Producer's Price Index, and then core CPI, right? And so they have different ways of gauging and measuring them all. I don't agree with how they measure. A lot of people don't. Because some of the key things that we consume all of the time, which is oil, and food, is out of something that you have used car prices in. Speaking of used car prices, they've actually come down. As a matter of fact, let's look at a few things. Gas prices are 25% lower than the June peak. That's good. So that's coming down. Let's see if that reflects in the Consumer Price Index, which will be released tomorrow morning. Used car prices have dropped in the last 7 consecutive months. That's also good. Rent prices are sharply dropped since June. So rent has dropped since June. Okay. Remember, we get this information a month after. Okay. And so even China's August CPI is showing signs that it is slowing. That's all good news. You know, we're tied to China. You know, this is a world economy. I'm going to keep saying that, especially the two biggest economies in the world being the U.S. and China. The question is, will the Fed raise interest rates and by how much? So the answer to that is yes. The question is by how much? Will the Fed go up 25%? Or 25 basis points, not 25%, but 25 basis points? Will they go up 50 basis points or 75 basis points? In the past, a few weeks, it was looking like 50 basis points, and now we're looking at 75 basis points. So it keeps fluctuating or vacillating between 75 and 50. Basis points. Let's listen to this and then we'll comment.
At this point, it's about CPI, and I think we've priced in for sure a much better reading. Now, I think for the market to kind of extend gains, you're going to need to see something below 8%. Estimates are calling for somewhere around 8.1. Let's see something below 8 to get really excited. And let's see what the core measures as well, too. The core excluding food and energy, that's going to be important.
If this move...
Okay, you heard that. The core excluding food and energy, right? We don't consume used cars every day, but we consume food and energy, all right? Just wanted to point that in there because the Fed actually looks at core CPI.
Farmer Jim is all riding on tomorrow. I know you're going to be sweating bullets. You're going to be sweating bullets when that number comes out because you need it to be good for your thesis to work.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Joe's right as well. I mean, another way to phrase this is if it's bad, if it's above expectations, we got a problem. However, having said that, I am looking at gasoline futures. I've been talking to you about that for a long time. Freight costs, inventory to sales ratios. There's a lot of reasons to think that it might come in light. Now, I also want to acknowledge that rent is a problem, and the Fed wants to see some signs of cracking in the labor market, which it just hasn't. So what you come down to is, yes, it's just one data point, and the Fed wants more than one data point. But it's a pretty important data point to get right. And if it goes wrong, Houston, we've got a problem.
All right. Let's just leave it right there. So we know that the Fed is going to raise, but the question is by how much, right? We don't know if he's going to do 50 or 75. In the past couple of rate hikes, which we will know, the FOMC meeting, remember, is the 20th and the 21st. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to go live. Tomorrow morning, we get the CPI numbers, right? But then later, during the FOMC meeting, that's when we find out what Jerome Powell will do. Will he go up 50? Will he go up 75? Now, mind you, 50 is extremely high. We've just been sucker punched so long that we're numb to 75. We have never in the history went up 3 times at 75 basis points. It just never happened. 50 basis points is actually high, but inflation was just that out of control. So the question is, what will the Fed do? So it's just looking like the Fed was hawkish at first because that's what the Fed likes to do. Jerome Powell likes to talk very hawkish, and then he may come and just do 50 basis points. Now, if CPI comes in the 7s, beneath 8, so if it comes in the 7s, say 7.5, something like that, then the market will be good. And then on top of that, during the FOMC meeting, he only goes up 50 basis points. I believe that the stock market will do good, and so will crypto. Everything I'm saying about the stock market, good people, you already know I'm saying the same thing about crypto. Now, they're showing signs that all of this hawkish talk in the state-by-state Fed members, they are also talking hawkish, and they're saying even if inflation has slowed down, that it is a good thing for the Fed to still do 75 basis points. And quite frankly, I don't mind if he does 75 basis points if he only does 25 next month or 50 and then 25. He's trying to get, only if he does 25 basis points next month. Now, he could say we're going to do 75 now and 25 next month, and then we're done. That's actually going to be good for the market, even though he's going up 75 basis points, right? And so the market is forward looking. I know it sounds confusing to some of those that don't understand what's going on, but it really does. We really only need to go, if we only go up 100 basis points from now until the end of the year, what I think, then I believe that the stock market will be okay. Now, there's a lot of questions. Larry, do you think that we will revisit the June lows this year? We could, but I do believe we could revisit the 3790-ish, which is a 20% pullback of the S&P from its highs. I do believe we could actually revisit that in this month of September. Okay, so that's why it doesn't really matter what happens. I'm not all green. I'm not all in. You tell me if you are. Leave me a comment. I personally think that we'll have a dip between now and the first couple of weeks in October. And then I believe we'll have a rebound the second week-ish, the latter part of October into the end of the year, before the upcoming hard recession, which I believe and a lot of analysts do believe is coming in 2023. Is it coming in Q1 or Q2? Is it coming in the first half or the second half of 2023? No one has that crystal ball except Nancy Pelosi. All right. So good people, hopefully this helps you. Hey, I read all of that without these glasses. Thank you guys. And also too, look at this. Hey, what's up, good people? This is my saying. A lot of people always say, hey, where can you get that? I haven't been leaving any links. I do give every penny away of my merch. Last year, it was the Bishop Shepherd Littles Youth Center. This year, we've partnered with gospel singer Jonathan McReynolds, where we give college. We help kids to go to college financially. Okay, so that's what we do. All right. Make sure to check out the two links below. You guys already know about Moo Moo. All right. I'm going to deem this Moo Moo Monday ish. and that's where we are cashing up and getting ready for next year. Right. Then there is Weeble. Those are the two links that I want you to look at. Weeble is where we set it and forget it. A lot of you have taken the $5 a day challenge, or $10 or $25 a day, depending on what you can afford. Both of those links are the two top links in my bio below. Make sure you download them both, put money in both, and take advantage of all the free stock that you will get. All right. I think I covered it all, good people. I'll be traveling tomorrow. So as soon as the CPI numbers come off, I'm just taking this stuff and I'm running. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.